Welcome back to another Pokemon Market Monday, home of the OG Week Market Updates, where every Monday morning we go through last week's sales of sealed Pokemon products and Pokemon cards that are currently going up in price. And we do also cover any big Pokemon news that cards are set to get revealed. And we do have to do the question of the day. So for today's question, what generation do you guys think has the worst starter Pokemon? And we're going to be checking out the new starter Pokemon today. That's why I asked that question. And we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is Collectr. This app is the best of the best when it comes to tracking your collection. No other app even compares. I've tried every single one of them, and they're always trying to add new cards, boxes, and features, so let us know down below if there's anything you want them to add or fix. They just added the new trade analyzer. They also do more giveaways than anyone in this entire hobby, so definitely check them out. I'll have all the links in the description. And of course, if you're going to grade through PSA for your very first time, you can click my link in the description, use code BEARD25, and you're going to get $25 off your very first submission, which is basically a free graded card. And then I'm also trying to get a CGC sponsorship too, so that way I can get you guys a discount through CGC. But all right, let's hop to PokeBeard here. So the 30th anniversary is coming right around the corner, and they revealed some older cards that we're probably going to get some reprints of. Now, the biggest one is the Crystal Lugia. That is one of the most expensive cards ever created. So I'm very, very excited for that. Same with the Legend cards. And I actually think this right here is one of the craziest things. The trailer concludes with new key art of Mew and Mewtwo in front of card templates alongside the tagline, "The future awaits." The two Pokemon appear to sport an opalescent sheen, which could hint at a new TCG mechanic or card rarity. So that is actually insane. Let me know what you guys think down below. And we got our new Gen 10 starters. If you guys do not want any spoilers, skip ahead like 30 seconds. But all right, let me know down below what you guys think of the new starters. Who are you picking? So we got Brout, which is the grass type bean chick. And we got Pombon, which is the fire puppy. And Gekwa, which is the water type water gecko Pokemon. So if I had to choose right now without knowing their evolutions, man, that's tough. I think the water Pokemon actually looks the best. And then probably Pombon and then Brout. But yeah, I'm not sure. Let me know down below what you guys think, like I said. And we got new forms of Pikachu, which usually doesn't get me too excited. I like the newer Pokemon, obviously. And if you guys are one of the people who just does not really get into the new generations, try to get this game and then make it a challenge where you only catch the new Pokemon. That's what I do every single time when a new generation comes out. I play the game, I don't catch any old Pokemon, and I force myself to catch every single new one. So that way, you end up really appreciating some of these guys that you maybe wouldn't normally appreciate because you got all your favorite Pokemon that you've been using for 20 or 25 years. So I do this every time, and I highly recommend it. Oh yeah, and as you guys can probably tell, I am not at home. I am at a hotel. We just got done with Trading Card Con in Kansas City, an amazing 3-day show. So I'll be posting that vending video very soon, and I'm also going to be posting another new series. This is a buyer point of view series, and it's going to be called Scavenger Hunt Saturday, and it's going to be me walking around trying to find specific cards, and I think it's going to be really fun. So definitely check that out. But all right, let's get to it. We got celebrations. We have so many things going up in price right now. It's kind of wild. So we got the Celebrations ETB market price $310. We had a couple sales at like $315. Pokemon Center ETB market price $440. And the UPC, we have a couple close to like $990. So we're pretty much at $1,000 for that box right now. And everything else is kind of the same price as it was for last week for Celebrations. Next, we have Evolving Skies. We definitely have some movement on these ETB. So here's the Umbreon regular ETB. Last sold for this, $480, $497. $450, so almost a $500 ETB. And the Pokemon Center ETB is also going wild. Where is the Umbreon one? There it is. So we got a couple high sales here. Last is $999, $1,900, $895. And we will definitely check the booster box, see if we got any crazy sales here. Oh, last sale, $2,700, $27, $2,650, $2,633, $26. So that is up a couple $100. All right, next we have Crown, Zenith. ETB up a little bit. Last sold $299, $292. One at $340. That's pretty crazy. And then one low one at $248. And we got to check that Pokemon Center ETB. Market price $413. Last sold for this $435, $430, $429, and $420. And the Moltres tin. Market price is $107. And the Zacian and Zamazenta boxes, they're up a little bit around $220-ish. And the Sea and Sky Premium Collection, we'll check that out. Last low for this one, $270, $255, $250, $240, $265, two at $290. All right, next 151. Everything in 151 is just going to the moon. Here is the regular ETB. Last sold for this one, $585, $550, $499, $515. Wow. And got to check that UPC. Last sold for the UPC, $799. A bunch at $799, one at $960, which is actually pretty crazy, almost a $200 jump. And the Pokemon Center ETB went to the moon. Last sold for this, $1,400. We got to sell it $1,150, $1,100, $1,100, $1,100, $1,080, $1,100. A bunch at $999. This is a $1,000 Pokemon Center ETB, right with Evolving Skies. And like I said, we got a ton more going on for 151. Basically, everything is up a little bit. So we'll check the booster bundle. Last sold for this, $152, $155, $148, one at $140. The most now are about $155. Alakazam box, market price $77. I think we already got sales in the 80s for that. Zapdos box, we got sales in the 80s for that. And the binder collection, still kind of hanging out around $150 to $165. All right, next we have Prismatic Evolutions. Regular ETB getting very close to 200. Last sold $190, $199, $195. So many PokeTubers said this would never reach $200 because it got reprinted so many times. And we got the Pokemon Center ETB. Last sold for this one, $410, $400, $450, $420. And before that was all at $399. And we got the SPC. This is at $250 for quite a few months. Now that's sold $330, $333, $320, $301. And let's see if we got anything else for Prismatic. Let's see here. The premium figure collection is getting pretty expensive. Sticking right with the ETB basically. That sold $185, $178. Pretty much all at $180. And the accessory pouch is actually moving up a decent amount too. Last sold for the accessory pouch, $65, $60, $48, $65. Pretty much all at $60. So, I mean, a lot of Prismatic stuff is also going up in price. Booster bundles like $75 now. All right, we got Destined Rivals. Regular ETB market price $190. Kind of leveling out. Last sold $215. Otherwise, pretty much the rest are at $175 to $190. And definitely got to check that booster box. Still coming down in price a little bit. Last sold now $500, $490, $500. Remember, this was almost a $600 booster box. And Pokemon Center ETB market price $410. Last sold for this now $425, $407, $425, $411, $420, $410. Getting very expensive for Destined Rivals. And we have Ascended Heroes because we already have some movement. The Pokemon Center ETBs are going up in price, which I am pretty upset about. This is at $345, dropped down about $240. We were actually getting some pretty low sales on eBay, close to $200 and stuff if you're shooting off offers. But now last sold $298, $290, $300, $280. So that kind of sucks. And the regular ETB market price $111. I have a feeling this might bounce back too and jump up to $125 very, very soon. All right, we got the Vivid Voltage booster box. This was at $240. Now last sold $299, $285, $290. And the Lost Origin booster box, kind of leveling out, but it was at $650. Now last sold $750, $760, $729. Next, we got the Fusion Strike booster box. Pretty much all the sales now are finally right at about $1,000. And we got the Twilight Masquerade booster box, kind of leveling out a little bit. Last sold $339, $339, $300, $326, $330. And we got Mega Evolution Enhanced booster box. This is at $237. And now last sold $275, $270. Next, we have the Phantasmal Flames booster box. Jumping right back up. Was at $212 it got down to. Now last sold $320, $330, $331. And this actually makes it one of the most expensive Scarlet and Violet booster boxes. And everybody thought this set was going to be trash because it was so small and it only had the Charizard. But we've seen it 100 different times. A good Charizard can do crazy things for a set. Next, we have the Surging Sparks ETB. This was at $70. Now last sold $75, $88, $87, $82, $89, $86. And here's the Phantasmal Flames ETB. I don't know why I wouldn't have put that by the booster box. But this is at $72. Now last sold $85, $98, $94, $96. And we have the Paldean Fates ETB. Made another little jump. Last sold 330, 315, 328, 310. And we have the Brilliant Stars regular ETB. Last sold 150, 136, 129. This was at $100 for a long time. And the Pokemon Go ETB, just a regular one. Last sold 139, 135, the same price as the Brilliant Stars ETB, and it's more expensive than Chilling Reign and Silver Tempest, which makes no sense to me. So I feel like those regular ETBs are just so slept on. Lost Origin regular ETB last sold 170, 155, 162. And here is the Brilliant Stars Pokemon Center ETB. This is at 155. Now last sold 199, 200, 170, 175. Not a ton of sales for these. You get one every couple days for these Sword and Shield Pokemon Center ETBs. Next, the Mega Charizard X UPC. Remember, I told everybody that this box is going to go up in price as soon as we can't find it in stores anymore. And it was at $148. Now last sold 190, 178, 180, 186. Next, we got the Arceus UPC. Last sold for this, 325, 305, 300. And we got the Team Rockets Moltres UPC. It's bouncing back a little bit, was at 207. Now last sold 227, 249. Most of them are about 230. Now we're jumping to some cards. We got the Mr. Mime from 151. Last sold for this, 9, 7, 10, 9, 11, 12, 19, 17. Prices are all over the place for these cards right now. And the Ammonite. Last sold for this, 9, 866, 1075, and one high one at $19.99. And here's the Tangela. This was at 7. Last sold 9, 730, 802, 1079, and a high sale at $25. That's why I wanted to show these cards, because we got some real weird sales, and people are definitely trying to hype these cards up. Next, we have the Bulbasaur from Mega Evolution. This is at $13. Now last sold 17. We got $15.50 and $22. And the Ivysaur is also going up. Was at 14. The Venusaur is up like $5. But last sold 17, 15, 16. So just up a couple dollars for the Ivysaur. Next, we have the Yveltal from Paradox Rift. Was at $12. We got a sale at 16, 16, and $19.99. Next, we have the Machoke from 151. This was a $10 card. Now last sold 14, 14.50, pretty much all right around $15. And the Team Rockets Meowth. There's a decent amount of Destined Rivals cards, kind of doing the same thing the 151 cards are doing. But this was at $17. Now last sold 19, 22, 20, bunch at 19 and 20. All right, next we got the Ninetales from Obsidian Flames. Was at 19. Now last sold 40, 33, 25, 26. Next we have the Psyduck from 151. Was at 29. Now last sold 47, 52, 50, 63. And the War Turtle from 151. This is at 29. We got a sale now 48, 54, 87, 46. Wow. And the Charmeleon from 151 was at $35. Last sold 60, 65, 68, 59, 71. And we have the Bulbasaur from 151. This was at $37. We got a sale at 63, 58, 70. And the Pikachu from 151 was at 37. We got a sale at 67, 65. I can see this card even getting higher. And the Eevee from Twilight got down to 54. We got a sale at 68, 66, and 72. And one high sale at $90. Next, we have the Raichu. Was at 49. We got a sale at 67, 75, 83, 64. And the Bulbasaur from Stellar Crown. We got a sale at 69, 75, 99. It's crazy how all of these just have one crazy high sale. And the Groudon, bouncing back a little bit, got down to 70. We got a sale at 90, 90, 76. One at 71 for lightly played. Most of them are between 75 to 90. And here is the Squirtle from Stellar Crown. This was at $65. We got a sale now at 79, 82, and 75. Next, we have the Charmander from 151. This was at $53. Now last sold 99, 85, 94, 99. Wow, that is insane. Next, Squirtle was at 43. Now last sold 93, 100, 97. Basically the same price as Charmander. And we have the Magikarp. Was at 248. We got a sale already at 337, 280, 320, 318, 301. Next, we are jumping to some SIRs. Zapdos shot up from 65. Now we got to sell at 84, 94, 91, 90, 95. I could still see that card being a $150 card. Next, we have the Perrin. This is the card that goes with the Hisuian Growlithe. This is at $90. Now last sold 95, 117, 110, 111. And we got the Venusaur. Was at 70 for a while. Now last sold 110, 118. Another one at 120 and a few at 107. Next, we got the Charizard, the big boy. So at 260. Now we got to sell at 371, 350, 345, 400. So yeah, 151 is on fire right now. And then we have the Destined Rivals Mewtwo. Was at 394. We got to sell that at 505, 500, 475. Thank goodness my Destined Rivals Mewtwo did not sell this weekend. I picked one up, and I had a sticker at 440. You know, I always try to have it under market. But now we got sales at $500. Next, one of the few Ascended Heroes cards that's going up in price. That is the Mega Dragonite. Got down to 564. Last sold now is 650, 570, 571, 575. And the Bubble Mew was at 461. We got a sale now at 700, 590, 595. And the Mega Charizard X is bouncing back again. Was at 646, dropped down to 595. We got a sale at 699, 629, 658, 882 for some reason with no picture. That's when you know it's a fake sale and they're just trying to hype it up. And here is the other Ascended Heroes card that is going up in price, and it is the Mega Gengar. Was at 975, dropped down to 829. We got a sale now at 1,075, 1,100, 1,200, 1,150. And before that, it was all at 850 to 900. Next, we got a couple alternate Rs. We got the Espeon V still making a move. Last sold 180, 220, 209, 205. And the Giratina up a little bit. Last sold 700, 700, 700 with a picture. We got a damage at 269. And another sale at 783. And we're jumping to some celebrations. So here's just the Mew. This is literally just one of the hollow cards that you could pull that people are probably sitting on 1,000 of these. This did go crazy before. We checked 6 months. It was at about $5. Dropped down to $2.48. Now last sold $3.58. So we got 44 of them at $5. Another one at $5.21. And we have the Flying Pikachu VMAX, just up a little bit. Was at $4.50. Now last sold $6.31, $5.90. Next, we have the Mewtwo EX from Celebrations. This was at $9. Now last sold $17.50, $13, $12.50, $13.50. And we have the Gold Mew from Celebrations. This is at $43. Last sold now $56, $48, $50, $54, $65. Next, we have the Greninja EX. This is the Black Star promo for the SIRs. This is at $47. Now last sold $69, $75, $70, $71, and a high sale at $85. And we have the Gold Pikachu V. This is from the Celebrations UPC. I always thought this thing was slept on. It was at $62. Now last sold $89, $120, $90, $91. And last on the list, we have that new NZEC ROM. This is the Pokemon Center exclusive. This is from Ascended Heroes. And the Pokemon Center promo was at about $42, $43. Now that's sold $59, $60, $54, $58. So kind of going up in price, which does suck. Because I definitely think this is one of the best Pokemon Center promos we've gotten so far. Probably definitely top 3 or 4 for me, in my opinion. But alright, that was today's Pokemon Market Monday. If you guys want to stay ahead of the market and you guys enjoy this content, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like and comment. If you guys want to support more, you guys can check out my Instagram, my TikTok, Facebook, YouTube membership, all that. You guys know what to do. You guys are the best. But alright, I want you guys to have a great day. And definitely check out my last vending video. I promise my vending videos are getting better and better. So just click that right here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.